Ladies and gentlemen, our next session is coming from Seeds Arab. I have Dr. Hind Abounasr Kassir, the founder for Seeds Arab. Seeds Arab is a gold sponsor at the conference. And for the next 20 minutes, Dr. Hind will talk to you about what are we expecting from our future youth. Do we need them? Do we need them to be ready for a job market, or do we need them to create the new job market? Dr. Hind, it is all yours. Take it from here.
First, Mr. Fahad, allow me to say thank you to Dr. Matthews, who started today by introducing the topic of seeds. And I thank every single speaker and panel and attendees in the KSA. Teaming up together today is a very huge step in order for us to determine what could be our next thinking policy for the education after this COVID era. Our presentation today is going to focus mainly on the sustainability in youth education. And we have main focus that we use usually in seeds, which are the good health and well-being. We work on education. We maintain reducing the inequality. We make sure we have peace, justice, and strong institutions. And we believe in really efficient partnerships. This is our vision. We add value to the human capital. And after the COVID, we even changed the way we look at the human capital. Our mission is to develop human capitals through not only the professional development, the quality in the professional development. And this is something that we will go through. And this is a small bio about me and the experience I have in education as well in policy making. The main point that we would like today to share is that we have youth power. We were resilient and prepared in the way we know it. Our education needs to keep the values, and we need to build a better future with a holistic education. Yes, I believe that we have unique youth, especially here in the Arab region. The Arab nation as a whole, we have chosen education to be a bridge for peace and sustainability. And this is why we are here today to think together how we can really maintain this kind of peace and sustainability in the education. Our kids were resilient because they moved from a social context into an isolation, emotionally and even physically, yet they continued on education. We were prepared in the way we know it. We moved immediately from pencils, and then we immediately found ourselves in front of a screen, prepared maybe with the skills that we had. We didn't have 100% all the skills, but the basic skills were there because our brain is a survival brain. And here I will tell you a lot of statements that I share with you now from my friends in neuroeducation and even purposeful leadership and values in organization and institutions. However, there is something that we need to share, and these are facts, we cannot deny them. 1,052,000,000 students for a while lost their education when the COVID pushed all the world to lockdown. We have in parallel 267 million that are NEET. NEET, when I say NEET, means do not have education, do not have employment, do not have schools, do not have training, even vocational training. And here I recall what was said by my colleagues yesterday and today, that yes, some of the people, even teachers, some of the teachers lost their jobs. In parallel as well, we have 1,300,000,000 students who in 24, even in more than this or in 1 week, they moved immediately into online education. This is all a sign of survival for me at a global level, at a pandemic level. This is surviving. Yet we need to stress that 773 million adults lack literacy and numeracy all over the world. And this is a reflection point where schools were moved into an education concept, but now we need to work more on ourselves. And if you allow me to retouch on what was said yesterday in the cybersecurity panel, we moved from education that is really linear into an education that was mentioned by Professor Atif yesterday, that is an education that goes up and down. I go and I see what I need, and then I take my education, and then I come back to the employment. This is something that need us to rethink about what is the new education formula index that we need to define. So let's talk about impact. And this is the most important. We all talk theories, but what we need to define is impact, is what is happening in the field. No one here in this panels or in this KSA summit didn't go to a classroom. So we all know that it all happens after all in the classroom. So the impact, and this is what we need now to redefine, is are we going to choose the online education or are we going to choose the schooling? And here I have only listed some of the areas that when I say online education means I'm developing skills, I'm developing the self-control, the self-engagement, the self-commitment, the self-paced, the self-tailored. I have my own personal accountability. I have my parental support, which is positive because here we have made all the social community work together, including the parents, whom at a certain time were hands off from everything related to students and children education, knowledge. By the end, I am having a success. But what I am missing here is the social skills, the sometimes dependence and interdependence, peer practice, peer learning, teamwork, debates. When you have the MUN, they focus on leadership, they focus on debates, they focus on teamwork, all the 21st century skills, they focus on having us in a society where we are going into failure and success, and not only a tailored form or a tailored IEP program where by the end of the time I'm going to succeed no matter what. We are social beings. I have discovered that my kids are really chatty in class when they had their online learning because they created another way to chat through Google Chat. And I noticed that all the time, because I have my account related to my kids, that they chat all the time while the online learning is functional. We cannot stop being social. And this is something positive. But at this point, to come back to the way, now we are choosing between, do you want a blended education or a hybrid education? And I use this diagram from my colleagues in the Prime East, where they really tailored the blended learning as beautiful as it is online, it is classroom, it is formal, it is informal, it is vertical. So now we have other factors in education, different from the ones we have defined before, but a way for us to rethink education for a student to develop a holistic personality. And this is the main focus. Sustainability will not be achieved unless we think about students as a holistic human being. If we delay in the construction, we might lose some money, but I still can construct my building, my house. But if I'm going to delay in my education, and some of the countries, they even stopped early years, I am really damaging the brain loss. So let us now go into some solutions. We have had this factual, and let us go to some solutions. The education strategy that was given by the UNESCO Education Strategy 2014 and the 2021 invited us to rethink about education for the future, foresight and research, monitor the global education, and building effective partnerships. So we are coming back to the Sustainable Development Goals. We are coming back to future, to sustainability. We are coming back to globalization, global impact. How? Number one, how am I going to solve the number one? Student thinkers, researchers. Let's open our universities. Let's do the global connection. And here I stress on the fact where, yes, We have now Coursera on campus. We have now a student that can go online. Some of the universities that are physical before and obligatory, now they are opening now online education. If I'm going to go monitoring development, including normative instrument, what is my normative instrument? I will go back to the vision of the KSA. They talked about modern skills. Modern skills means for us, depending on the research, two, employability and life skills. Yesterday in the panels, we talked about employability skills and the life skills. Yes, because we need to know how to survive in case we don't have computers, in case we don't have delivery. And the third one, when you are building effective partnership for education, you are seeking a service and not a business. And this is a shift in the mindset. Education that is a tool for colonization now is a tool for growth and empowerment. And I come back to my friend William Spady, who I met really in person. He's a wonderful man. He talked from 30 years about what it is an outcome-based education. Let us reconsider what is the end of my learning experience in my new class before I go and teach. Before I go and teach, okay, what I want him to know. When I teach him about living organism, what I want him to know. Do I need him to know every single point, or I need to develop his skills of observation, of critical thinking, of curiosity, and later on push him to innovate his own solution and not follow mine, because mine is old. It's classical. It's not his, it's not unique. And I will go back as well to another writer that he really impressed me. His Who's 2016 and 2005. He talked about education, institution restructuring, and in parallel, transaction cost approach. Why? Because our students are the ones who are going to define the new economy we know. This is what I call student mindset, aligned to the economy. Redefine resources and support. When I say efficient professional development, means I go and send an expert who was in the classroom, who knows the challenges, and not someone who only reads the slides. It's totally different. When we say efficiency, means we are from the bottom-up approach. We went there, we were in the mud, we know the challenges. To help, we need to help the need, seek what they really need. Our new resources, it's not a closet where I go, okay, let me pick and choose. No, give me a holistic one where it's user-friendly for me. It really pushed me in order to focus on one thing, the well-being of my student. This is technology and the way we see it positive. We redefine our education governance. We go on the common good, on a new pedagogy of digital age that I call it Digigogy. We need to increase the student retention. Why they stay 12 hours on gaming and they don't stay 45 minutes on your classroom? Did you know why? Did you ask yourself why? Build young generation who can create its own jobs. Redefine your training concept. Your training concept now it's online. Okay, do it online. Let them go onto this life learning experience as the education policy says. No problem. Of course, we want that. We don't want to stop learning. And when you want to take their precious time, go to them, visit them, and tell them where they need to fix their gaps, because this is what they need from you. Everybody can get the knowledge now online. They don't need a professional development training where they book a time, and then after they book a time, they pay money, etc. And then by the end, they have this paper. This paper is not efficient if they do not know how to translate it into action. So my reactant and product of the new formula should be based on unlocking my standard base, opening my talents, efficient teaching, innovation skills. You all ask, what are the innovation of the new age? Innovation skills. Get out from the box. If you are innovative, you can be digital. If you are innovative, you can be cognitive. If you are innovative, you can be technical. Make sense of my learning experience. Why am I going to learn algebra and acceleration? I will tell you why. Because if you know that two accelerations, when they collide and they are equal, there will be an accident in the car. Yes, you will learn about acceleration. When you want to learn about chemistry, learn about chemistry when you do your hair. Young lady, if you want to dye your hair, you need to know, how to put 1 + 2 equal this color, and you learn even art. Have a holistic approach of a meaningful, sensible learning. Put your values, unlock youth, passion, intelligence, and courage. We have already proved all over the world that we have the courage to move forward in education with what we have. I liked the photo of the house that is covered by a roof, but we are there to save the kids. So I say, reduce your time, create your purpose, and increase your experience. Maximize your experience. And by then, you will have a new education formula. This is our old education formula, our old formula of efficiency. Now you have a new education formula. You have, instead of schooling, you have education. And then you have expected year of completion of this education. Add your social skills. We have identified the importance of our social skills. Divide them in 3 instead of 2. And instead of having an efficiency total minutes, I say total produced outcome. Instead of having total hour works, total time needed to translate a concept into an action, and have it in minutes, multiply it by 60. Change the mindset. Be courageous to change and to move forward for the best outcome. We have the tools. You know what are the tools? Our sustainable development goals, there are 17. You can use these tools to create, to build, to put partnership, because these tools, they give you the power. They give you the power for what? To have your common good. And this is why in Seeds, we build. We're not afraid to team up. When I am teaming up with others, I learn. And we are people who want to learn, who want to fail, and then later on we build our own success for the common good. Because it's not about me and you, it's about how much we serve the society if you are real educators. And this is how we team up for the common good. Don't go away. Just think about connecting education to your market needs. Don't think about money. Think about building your workforce, about having an economic development. And how you do that? You do that by very simple means. Don't go far. Use your own resources. Build your own projects. You have local resources. Use them. And this is where innovation in education matters. Where you have a bottle, you are creating out of this bottle a machine. And this is what you say, machine learning. And I will use what my friend Clive said, purposeful leadership. When I have a clear purpose in teaching, a clear purpose in leading, I will arrive. Our leaders are now mentors. Purpose, define your purpose. Go back to the roots of your soul, as my friend Richard said. The new education has valued our social skills. And this is why most of our policies now, they say mental health, well-being. Now you remember mental health and well-being when our students are online, where they were here in the classroom, where you could do everything. You didn't really teach as you should, including me. We were teacher-centered, and now, because we have technology, we said, okay, let's be student-centered. It's okay, no problem. This is what we know, and this is how we do it, and we can still change. And here I will leave you with my takeaway, a book that I really love. My friend Lori Disotel, she's a neuropedagogue. She says that schools are living systems, and these systems are wired to thrive even through difficult times. And education is really there to thrive and to grow, and we are really depending on every single person, and it cannot be done by a solo. Education is always a team, and that's it.
Thank you, Dr. Hind. That was a very insightful presentation. And while the next speaker actually joins, we have received the results from two of your poll questions. You asked which skills, at your opinion, is the most needed in the new education era. You had three options: problem solving, critical thinking, and adaptability. It was surprising that problem solving came with 0%, but critical thinking was 20% and adaptability was 80%.
Excellent. This is what I needed. Today, we have changed the way we are thinking about skills. Adaptability is the way we have kept ourselves surviving and yet educating ourselves. Thank you very much. And I hope I didn't take so much time. This
Actually,
is
I'm waiting for the next speaker in, so I need to take this the second poll, and okay. Actually, we got both the poll, all three polls that you asked. We got the results. Now I got the second and the third. Let me mention the second poll.
uh, can
What is
can they send me all of their
Yeah?
questions on
They
my email?
Yes, that will be
Because
shared.
I saw there are a lot of questions, so they can send it to me to my email because I really
Certainly,
love to
certainly.
answer all the questions.
Because you're also having a virtual booth, if I'm not mistaken. So the audience, they can engage with you on your booth. In fact, I encourage the audience to engage with you and to do one-to-one meetings with you. Let's take the second poll. What is the core statement of the Saudi Arabia vision and mission? Your question, your points were job market, liberty, and modern skill. Job market and liberty both scored 50-50%. Sorry, job market and modern skills both scored 50-50% each. Liberty was zero. And the last question that you had asked: which type of education will you prefer? You asked structured system, hybrid learning, and long life learning took 100%.
Excellent. Well, I'm very proud of this audience.
Great, superb. Now,
Okay, wait,
while
wait,
the
wait.
next
Let me put for them a heart because I know how to use Zoom.
It's great. But before now, while the next speaker joins, I am requesting
I will
uh,
leave. Do you want me to leave?
no. While he joins, can I get some more valuable inputs from you? In fact, he's here. But let's take a quick 30-second view of yours on blended learning and why it is important in this time.
I suppose that the blended learning is important, yes, because it teaches two things. It teaches first your time management. You auto-evaluate your knowledge by your own, and you come back with your challenges. You talk about them, and then after that, you define your own roadmap. And this is the role now of the new teachers. The new teachers can come back and they can mentor. And this is why when I say technology needs to alleviate the burden for teachers. So the teachers then focus more on identifying the career path and the talents and the passion of the students. And this is for me a blessing given by the COVID. For me, COVID is positive because it pushed us to
The good
come
positive.
back to education, the 20 minutes brain retention. It makes sense now. You didn't realize that before we had 55 minutes and now all the sessions are between 20 and 30 minutes. When you used to say standard based, focus on the skills, no one used to listen. Now they are obliged because they're limited by time. So for me, everything now makes sense.
Well, I'll have to give credit to COVID, no doubt. To be very honest, I enjoyed the lockdown. I literally enjoyed the lockdown, and COVID has transformed lives. No doubt, it has brought some discipline in human life. And yeah, the work from home thing is one of the best outputs from someone.
You know, we need to say something. Of course, everybody had the challenges, including
Yes,
myself,
of course, same
and
here.
anxiety and but sometimes if we are not forced to move, we do not move.
Correct. You need to
So
adapt to change.
it was for us, let us say, a push towards rethinking education practices.
Of course, of
But
course.
it was very hard,
Well,
honestly.
you need to get adapted to it. But
Yes.
anyways, thank you, Dr. Hind. It was
Thank you
literally, I
very
got,
much.
you
Thank
can
you for
take a
your
look at the
time.
chats, and I mean, I got some very good feedback about your presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please interact with Dr. Hind on her booth. She is available on the platform. The platform is live until the 16th of November. Exchange your business cards with her, interact with a knowledgeable person, and she is there to she is there for the education sector. So benefit a lot from her experience. Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Hind.
And
Your
thank you,
booth,
Mr. Muhammad. We took of your time. Thank you very much.
right.